The San Diego Police Department purportedly spotted a firearm on social media and subsequently dispatched a helicopter to locate the rapper Boosie Badazz. He was later released on a $50,000 bond. During a hearing that illuminated the circumstances surrounding his apprehension, a magistrate judge declared that the rapper cannot be detained indefinitely. The judge subsequently established a bond of $50,000. According to a federal prosecutor who spoke in court on Tuesday, a San Diego police officer was observing the Instagram live broadcast of an individual identified as a known gang member when they purportedly saw the grip of a Glock firearm tucked into the waistband of Louisiana rapper Boosie Badazz. After spotting the rapper entering a vehicle in a video, the San Diego police dispatched one of their helicopters to pursue the automobile. Eventually, the vehicle was stopped by police officers, leading to the apprehension of the performer, Torrance Ivy Hatch, aged 40, near Market and 47th Streets. During a heated hearing in the U.S. District Court regarding the decision to keep him detained, Hatch's arrest details were revealed on Tuesday. This led to his defense attorney condemning the supposed needless federal prosecution and law enforcement resource mismanagement during Hatch's detention. At the hearing, an assistant U.S. attorney contended that evidence that was uncovered since Hatch's apprehension indicates that he is prone to fleeing and urged U.S. Magistrate Judge Alison Goddard to keep him detained indefinitely. However, Goddard rejected the plea and ordered Hatch to be freed on a $50,000 bond. The prosecutor subsequently asked Goddard to postpone Hatch's release for 2 days, but she denied that as well. Despite this, the prosecution filed a motion late on Tuesday afternoon, requesting yet again for a delay in Hatch's release so that they could contest the ruling. On Tuesday, the legal representatives of the rapper contended that the actions of the police were excessive, as they utilized a helicopter and other extensive resources to pursue Hatch on the charge of possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. His lawyers deemed the efforts as outrageous, asserting that he poses no threat to the community and has no intention of fleeing. Based on court records and statements from his lawyer, it seems that Hatch's criminal record includes charges of marijuana possession and distribution dating back to 2011 in Louisiana. These convictions have rendered him ineligible to possess a firearm. It's worth noting, however, that Hatch was found not guilty of a murder-for-hire scheme by a Louisiana jury over a decade ago. According to defense attorney Megan Blanco, her client is being singled out and prosecuted due to his status as a successful black man with wealth. Blanco further explained to the judge that Hatch was detained over the weekend, which prevented him from performing at numerous Juneteenth events, resulting in significant financial losses of up to $160,000. Blanco, an attorney representing Hatch, stated that the arrest and trial of their client are indicative of racism. Ali Mouri, another attorney representing Hatch, asserted that the charges against Hatch are not a prosecution, but a persecution. The San Diego police have redirected any inquiries regarding the case to the U.S. Attorney's Office. However, a representative from the aforementioned office has refused to provide a statement or address a comprehensive list of inquiries pertaining to the case or the hearing that took place on Tuesday. Hatch, known by his stage names Boosie and Lil Boosie, was charged by federal prosecutors last week in U.S. District Court. This came after county prosecutors dismissed a state court case against him, which was for a single count of felonious possession of a firearm. Federal investigators were waiting outside the court last Wednesday after the case was dismissed to apprehend him on the federal gun charge. Hatch was taken into custody by San Diego law enforcement on May 6th in the Chollas View section of town. According to reports, he was visiting to film a music video and perform a concert. The police department released a statement 2 days after the initial arrest, stating that Hatch was apprehended during a traffic stop. However, no further information regarding the events leading up to the arrest was provided. During court proceedings, Assistant U.S. Attorney Sandor Callahan informed the judge that the driver of the vehicle that Hatch was traveling in had slowed down, but did not come to an immediate stop once the police signaled them to. Callahan posited that this delay could have granted Hatch the opportunity to conceal the firearm that was visibly in his possession on the video, or to pass it on to another passenger in the vehicle. The police and prosecutors report that during the search, a single firearm was discovered in the satchel belonging to Hatch's bodyguard. Additionally, a 9mm Glock 19 pistol, supposedly the same weapon observed in Hatch's waistband, was discovered resting on the seat between him and his bodyguard in the back of the car. During the court hearing on Tuesday, Callahan presented 2 audio recordings as evidence. The first clip was recorded by the police shortly after they apprehended Hatch. In the recording, Hatch can be heard claiming repeatedly that the guns found were possessed by his security guard and that he only had one in his waistband during the music video shoot. In the second audio clip, which was supposedly from a podcast interview following his arrest, Hatch admitted to carrying firearms in the past and stated that they belonged to an associate when they were stopped by the police. Blanco, the legal representative for Hatch, stated that he is recognized as a performer who makes wild and eccentric statements during his public appearances. She further explained that the security personnel was responsible for carrying the firearms, having previously registered them with the Transportation Security Administration before boarding a flight from Atlanta. According to Callahan's claims, Hatch engaged in witness intimidation while detained by the police, which involved threatening the individual's bodyguard. The prosecutor reported that Hatch was overheard by officers stating that the bodyguard would end up in a body bag and that a bounty of $10,000 had been placed on his head. Blanco inquired as to why there was no recorded evidence of the statements made while Hatch was in custody. Alimori also raised the question of why Hatch was not charged with witness intimidation, assuming that evidence of such behavior existed. The presiding judge acknowledged that the evidence presented by Callahan may hold significance in relation to the crime itself, but it did not bear any relevance to Hatch's continued imprisonment. The judge also took into account the fact that Hatch had posted bond in the state's case and had attended all of his court hearings, which were both positive factors in his favor. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.